I want to hear from somebody who knows more about Persia than I do. I want to hear from somebody who's a world expert in understanding the Muslim world and the Arab world. He has been a great enemy for the jihad. A great enemy he has been for the jihad. His name is Mordechai Kedar. Dr. Mordechai Kedar served for 25 years as lieutenant colonel in Israeli military intelligence. He's a Middle East channel analyst for Channel 14. He's going there right after our show, and he's the VP of Newsreel, and he too knows what it is to celebrate Purim and understands this great moment. Dr. Mordechai Kedar, shalom and welcome.
Happy Purim, Yishai.
Allah ma'ak. God be with you.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Praise Allah.
As you can see, Ali Khamenei has come back from the dead.
Right.
He's come back, and he's still angry about what happened yesterday when he went down. So at the very beginning of this war. So I want to ask you first thing about Ali Khamenei. How is it that the supreme leader was taken from this earth so quickly at the beginning of this war, and what does this mean for the rest of the conflict?
Well, first of all, it's a big blow to the theory that the mullahs in Iran are directed by Allah. This is what they keep saying to the people. What? If he is directed by Allah, how come the Jews succeeded to get rid of him in such a way, shameful way? So this is one thing. Another thing is, there is a rumor that the bomb which killed Khamenei was actually thrown on him by a pilot who is a lady, because we have some 30 ladies who are pilots in the Air Force. And there is a saying that if a man is being killed by a woman, he will not go to the paradise, and he will not enjoy the goodies of paradise. So here you are. The blow to the Iranian regime is actually resembled by the fact that today they hit Saudi Arabia, a big refinery. They burnt it all up. They hit Qatar, their friend. They hit the Emirates, United Arab Emirates. They hit Dubai, Burj Khalifa, actually. And matter of fact, they sent many more drones to the United Arab Emirates compared to the number of drones which they sent to Israel.
Wow.
Yes. Unbelievable, but this is what happened.
I hear that the UAE is actually not very well prepared at all for this conflict. They don't have bomb shelters. They're putting people in the basements of hotels and parking garages. They don't have a early warning system. That they're really not ready for this thing.
They thought that they are immune by the fact that they have money which can pay for everyone who thinks to hurt them. So they will give him money, so he will not. This is, by the way, Qatar thinks the same way. They also attacked Bahrain and Kuwait, and of course Saudi Arabia.
Wait! You said that Qatar is Iran's friend, right? They're both jihadis. What happened there?
Yes, but don't forget that Qatar hosts one of the biggest air bases of the Americans in the Middle East, with the Udaid, near Doha. And they thought that
it's okay.
They thought that if they attack the Qatar, their friends with Qatar, Saudi Arabia, they all will run to the United States of America to demand to stop the war.
Uh-huh.
This is their logic, why they hit their friends, as if those friends can do something in order to stop the war. The mullahs are trying everything.
What mullahs are left? Dr. Mordechai Kedar, what mullahs are left? Who's directing this thing? Who's in the command and control?
There is a triumvirate of three people who are trying to get their act together. after the mullah, means the Ayatollah Khamenei, disappeared, means was assassinated by Israel. And now they don't have a real leadership. So they try to create some kind of a legitimate leadership for the IRGC and for the other forces in order to make sure that they do not defect and they do not succumb to the American demands, and to make sure that they continue to fight, because they know that as long as the regime will be united, nothing can topple him. Once they start to shoot each other, or to pull the wagon to different directions, this is the beginning of the beginning of their end. And so far, I'm not sure that we saw different directions. There is an attempt to unify their behavior, although they never faced such a situation. They really don't know what to do. But so far, they're more or less united. Of course, you can hear different announcements from different people, but this is natural. When they cannot coordinate with each other, when they cannot even meet, because they are afraid to meet, because if they meet, Israel might, or the Americans, might target them. So they try not to meet. Of course, they don't use communications in order not to be intercepted. So they find it very hard to run the country in this situation. I hope, and apparently the Americans hope, that if we continue to maintain pressure on the regime, more people will run away in order to save themselves, in order to save their lives, in order to save their savings, means money, gold, which they are smuggling out. And 3 people are known who are today in Moscow from the regime. They have like hundreds of millions of dollars, either in cash or in gold. And definitely this is stolen from the people. And today the United States started an activity to make sure that this money will return to the people, to the Iranian people. After all, it was stolen from the Iranian people.
Okay, so let's ask now about how this war is going. Right now, Israel has control of the skies. Although yesterday we couldn't get too cocky because a horrible strike against a house here in Beit Shemesh killed at least 9, maybe even more. There are hypersonic missiles which are hard to stop. You're saying that there's also attacks on the UAE, on Bahrain, on Qatar, on Saudi Arabia. You're reporting that there was a serious damage done to an oil refinery in Saudi Arabia. But what is the ma'azan? What is the that's the Hebrew word for what's the balance right now? Right. Where's this all going? I mean, I don't want to sound like the other channels, but like, what's the end game? Where are we going all the way towards regime change? And are the people on the ground, after being murderized and killed just 2 weeks ago in the streets of Tehran, are they going to come out and protest, or are they going to wait this out? There was 2 different signals also. There was the Netanyahu signal. Netanyahu said, go to the streets. And then Trump said, be careful. It's dangerous in the streets. I thought that was mixed messaging there.
No. Trump also said to the people, stay at home, stay safe. Don't run in the streets yet, because we have not yet finished the job which we took upon themselves to weaken the regime by targeting and destroying regime symbols like the Basij, like the IRGC, on its bases, on its headquarters. And until this job is finished, don't risk your life. Don't run in front of their rifles, because they will kill you. And it's pity if you are getting killed at this point. Wait at home in a safe place and be ready to the advice to start streaming to the streets. I think that the people in Iran have also their indications about the weakness of the regime, and they are also waiting for the right moment to stream to the streets and to do something. What I heard also is that Israel is attacking borders, the borders between Iran and Iraq, because on those borders there were some bases which belong to the IRGC. If this is correct, and Israel destroyed or destroys these bases, it means that Israel wants to open the gate for the Kurdish forces from the Kurdish autonomous part of Iraq for them to invade Iran in order to fight, really, because they are coming in with armored vehicles and tanks or whatever they have there. And this is a very important force on the ground which can work against the Iranian regime.
So this is a little bit like the Syrian revolution, or the Syrian overturn, the regime change that basically was based on the same kind of thing. There was a force waiting in the wings, although it was controlled by Erdogan and it was Sunni terrorist types, but still they were able to swoop down the minute the regime was weak, come in and make regime change. So you're saying here the American Israeli allies are bombing bases that are stopping the Kurds from coming into Iran. Once those bases are gone and there's free passage, the Kurds are going to come from autonomous Kurdistan into Iran and also be a force that helps regime change happen, right?
At least fragmentation of the state and establishing an autonomous area for the Kurds in the northwest part of Iran. This is the goal of the Kurdish forces, if at all. But this definitely will direct a real hit to the regime, because the state starts to be fragmented along ethnic lines, something which I'm talking about for years already. And this is what I expect to happen, that the Iranian state will be fragmented along ethnic lines.
So you don't expect the outcome of this conflict to be one united Iran, and we made that mistake in Iraq, didn't we? Like thinking that this fragmented country can remain after its dictator is gone. You're saying no, it's not gonna. It's gonna be many little Irans, Baluchi and other things. I looked up, by the way, Baluchi, trying to learn more about it. I've never heard the Baluchi language. I don't know what these people do, but they are significant members of they're a significant Iranian minority. So you're saying you don't expect a united Iran at the end of this?
No, I don't expect, because when people smell freedom, they want full freedom. They don't want to live under the yoke of the Persians. Yishai, let us hope that the Yemei Purim of this year will definitely remind us of the redemption which our forefathers smelled and witnessed in Shushan, Habira, the capital of Persia, those years, Bayamim Hahem Ubazman Hazeh. Thank you so much.
In our time. Thank you very much, Dr. Kedar. You're the best. Enjoy Channel 14 and success over there. And inshallah, we'll see beautiful times ahead with less dictators and more freedoms for more peoples in this region, with a stronger, bigger Israel.
Amen.
Toda rabba. Thank you so much for being with us, Dr. Kedar.